I'm Amy the Bunny Lady, and this is my partner Elusive, Ellie for short. High five. And today we're going to talk to you about pellets as part of a rabbit diet. And stay tuned and we'll give you some tips for how to make sure your rabbit is eating their daily pellets and isn't being a picky bunny. I love you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. We give tips and tricks for how to make sure you're taking care of a happy and healthy companion bunny in your home. So if you're interested in content like that, then feel free to hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you never miss any of my weekly videos. Believe it or not, pellets are not an essential part of a rabbit's diet. They can add nutrients and vitamins that are very helpful to your rabbit, but they really only need it in a small amount. In fact, there are even some caretakers out there that are raising their rabbits on a completely pellet-free diet and are able to have very happy and healthy bunnies, even though they don't have any pellets in their daily diet. Originally, in the wild, rabbits actually, of course, did not have pellets to eat. Their diet consisted of mostly grasses and leafy greens and whatever types of plants they could get their mouths on. But then rabbits started to be raised as meat animals originally, and the pellets were developed as a way to cheaply feed the rabbits and also help them gain weight quickly. This became a staple way to feed rabbits, and then even as we started keeping rabbits more as pets, it still continued to be part of their diet. As our understanding of a rabbit's digestive system has improved and we've made changes over time, we've come to realize that a pellet-based diet is actually not ideal for rabbits, and it can end up causing a rabbit's digestive system to be unbalanced, and it can cause some health problems. Over the past couple of decades, rabbit food brands have been able to develop healthier types of pellets so that they're fortified, they have nutrients and vitamins, and that they actually can have a health benefit for rabbits on top of the hay that we give them. So really we want to give our rabbits a hay-based diet, but some pellets are still perfectly okay as part of your rabbit's daily diet. You do want to be careful about the type of pellets that you give your rabbit. So you don't want to get those colorful, fruity mixes with those sugary pieces and pieces of maybe they have corn or peas or seeds, because none of those are good for rabbits. As boring as it sounds, you just want to give them those plain brown pellets. And you only want to give them a little bit every day. I have a complete Rabbit Diet 101 video that you can check out that goes over the exact amount of pellets that you should feed your rabbit every day based on their weight. And it also goes over some of the nutrient composition of the type of pellets that you're giving your rabbit so that you can make sure that the type and brand that you're giving your rabbit is actually very healthy for them and is what you want to look out for. So go ahead and check that out if you want more information about the specifics of how to include the pellets in your rabbit's daily diet. Most of the time when rabbits are being picky, they're actually being picky about their hay instead of their pellets. So they'll gobble their pellets up with no problem, but then maybe turn their nose up at their hay, and you gotta try and figure out how to get your rabbit to eat their hay. But I have also had questions from people about their rabbits who are refusing to eat their pellets instead, and being concerned like, is there something wrong with my rabbit, or what can I do to get my rabbit to eat their pellets? So when should you be worried about your rabbit not eating their pellets? We know it's not necessary, but it can still be an indication of health problems. The main thing you want to look out for are changes in your rabbit's diet. So if they used to eat their pellets with no problem, but now all of a sudden they're refusing to eat them, or over time they've been eating less and less, that is an indication that you need to go visit your vet and see if there are any underlying health conditions that are causing them to be a picky eater. Even if you're not sure and you think that it's probably just that your rabbit's being picky and it likely is not a health condition, it's still a good idea to bring your rabbit in for a checkup just in case. They'll be able to give you a lot more information than you can ever get from one of my videos, because I am not a veterinarian. I work a lot with rescue rabbits and with my own rabbits at home, but I do not have that medical knowledge that I would need to be able to help you know if your rabbit actually has an underlying condition or if they're just being picky. If your rabbit is refusing to eat their pellets, but you've been to the vet, you know that there's no health reason for this, then it is actually okay if they have a pellet-free diet. Now, I do still recommend seeing if you can try a couple things just to encourage them to eat their pellets before completely cutting them out, because the extra nutrients and vitamins in the pellets can actually be very healthy for your rabbit. But if whatever you do, it doesn't work, then, that's okay. Your rabbit can still be a healthy bunny. The first thing to do is make sure if you have to transition your rabbit's pellets for any reason, that you transition them slowly. Say you had a unhealthy kind of fruity mix brand of pellets before and you're switching them to a healthy pellet brand. Well, sometimes they don't take that transition easily and they still want to eat their old food that they liked better. So take it slowly. Don't completely switch them over right at once. It's better for their digestion anyway if it can get new food slowly over time rather than all at once. So start with the first week, just have, a quarter of your rabbit's daily pellets being the new brand, and then the second week have it half of the amount that you give them is the new brand. And then the third week, 3/4, and just keep going on like that so that your rabbit can get used to the new brand over time instead of kind of all of a sudden having this new brand and then being like, but I don't want it. You can also try to make sure that whatever brand you give them is kind of fresh. Now, pellets kind of by nature are not going to be fresh, but making sure that like a cereal, the pellets aren't going stale, so make sure you keep them in a zipped bag or inside an airtight container or something like that so that they don't lose their freshness over time. Because that was something I noticed with one of my older bunnies, was she was real excited about pellets when I first opened the bag, but then, after a month or so, she stopped being excited about the pellets, and that was because I needed to keep it in an airtight container. Another thing you can do if your rabbit is eating their hay and eating their greens with no problem is mixing the pellets into their hay or mixing the pellets into their greens. That way they'll be eating some of the pellets while they're eating their hay, and they'll be eating some of their pellets while they're eating their greens. While they're foraging in their other foods, they'll just come across the pellets and eat them because they're there. And since they are already good about eating their other foods, it will help in getting them good about eating their pellets too. Another thing you can do is make sure that you're limiting the amount of pellets that you give your rabbit. It's important for a balanced diet anyway, but this makes it seem like a scarcity thing. If they only get a little bit every day, then they have to take advantage of it and eat it, instead of them seeing it as a food that they're going to have all the time. Making sure that you limit it is good for helping them keep a balanced diet, but it's also good for making them see it as kind of a special food rather than a, always there kind of food. And if your rabbit is being picky, you want to make sure that you switch out the pellets every day. So if they don't finish yesterday's pellets, then today you still want to dump out the pellets from yesterday before giving them new pellets. Because that way, just like with keeping your pellets in an airtight container, it keeps the pellets from getting stale and it keeps them from building up. Don't just leave them in your bowl if your rabbit doesn't eat them. Throw them out, put new ones in. It'll also help you keep track of exactly how much your rabbit is eating. So if they do nibble on a little bit over day, even if it's not all of it, then you can know that, okay, it is still maybe half as much as I put in there that morning. So even if they don't eat all of it, you'll know that, well, they're eating some of it, so that's good. And if none of these work, then none of them work. As long as your rabbit is eating their hay and their daily greens, then, that's okay. If you do want more information about how to make sure you're keeping your rabbit on a healthy diet, then you can check out my Rabbit 101 video, and I'll go into a lot of details about amounts that you need to give your rabbit based on their weight and like the proportion of their diet that should be hay versus leafy greens versus pellets, and even how much you should give your rabbit in treats so that you can keep your rabbit excited and happy about getting those treats every day but not overfeed them. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.